I'm going to be launching a website sometime. Still working on it. Also, I'm going to be doing a Google Hangout or a live show on Mondays, sometime in the early afternoon. But we'll save those announcements in detail for later. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. If you don't know, Ruslan Provodnikov has signed a multi-fight deal with Showtime, which means he can possibly be on PBC versus CBS, but he won't be fighting on HBO anytime soon. The Terrence Crawford fight was in negotiations, but Artie Pulo, the promoter, Banner Promotions of Ruslan Provodnikov, saw a better long-term vision plan in having Ruslan Provodnikov sign a multi-fight deal with Showtime. We're going to talk about it in more detail as the video goes on. But June 11th in the Turning Stone Casino Resort in Verona, New York. That's way up there, pretty much in the middle of nowhere. June 11th, you got Ruslan Provodnikov, former WBO champion at 140 pounds, versus John Molina Jr. It's going to be a good fight. Why? Because one thing about John Molina is you don't know which one's going to show up. When the good one shows up, he has a chance of winning every fight that he's in. And when you look at the big fights that he's been in with Mickey Bay, with Adrian Broner, with Hank Lundy, he's always fighting the best opposition that he could possibly fight. Even if you say he is B-side still, and Luke Matisse, he's still in big fights. Ruslan Provodnikov, on the other hand, all his big fights he has lost outside of the Mauricio Herrera fight. And this is a fight that's not only going to be a headlining card, but a card where he's going to be headlining, but it's a fight where he's a heavy favorite to win. Instead, when you look at it, if he would have fought Terrence Crawford, a lot of fans and media were saying that it's, even though Terrence Crawford versus Ruslan Provodnikov is a good fight, still Terrence Crawford was pretty much going to just outbox him and beat him, to where we got a pretty winnable fight for Ruslan Provodnikov. And what we're going to talk about is a potential fight with Adrian Broner in the future. Ruslan Provodnikov was rumored to fight Adrian Broner in the past, but now that Ruslan Provodnikov is fighting over on Showtime in a long-term deal, Showtime, in order for them to give him that long-term deal, must have a plan for him to fight in a big fight in the future. And I'm thinking that big fight is maybe against Adrian Broner. Remember, Adrian Broner is the WBA Super World Champion at 140 pounds. Ricky Burns versus Michele Duraco, whatever his damn name is going to be fighting for the WBA World. And Ruslan Provodnikov is ranked like number 3 or 4 by the WBA, which makes him eligible to fight Adrian Broner for that WBA title. And I'm pretty much sure that they're going to be going after a title, you know, eventually in their future, because when you look at the 140-pound division, you know, the WBC is Victor Postol. He's over on HBO with Bob Arum. The WBO is Terrence Crawford. And when you look at the WBA, he can beat he can beat Adrian Broner, but then also Adrian Broner can beat him. So that's a fight that they could be looking at for Adrian Broner in the future, when Adrian Broner himself needs a big fight after Ashley Theophane, because after losing to Sean Porter, he fought Khabib Alakverdiev. Okay, yeah, he won. That was a comeback fight, won the title. He's fighting Ashley Theophane. Okay, yeah, it's a stay busy fight, a fight that he's supposed to win, but Ashley Theophane does bring something to the table. To where now afterwards, I'm thinking maybe Showtime is going to try to sell. Well, hey, listen, give us Provodnikov versus Broner. We got Provodnikov over here. You know, there's not really too many top opposition for Broner to fight that's not signed with Showtime. You got a guy who can fight at 140 right here. So I'm interested in the John Molina versus, and also John Molina fought Adrian Broner in the past. So this could be a fight, a measuring stick fight for Ruslan Provodnikov to see where he measures up against John Molina. And John Molina also fought Luke Matisse too, who Ruslan Provodnikov lost to. But I'm thinking maybe in the future, you know, sometime in later this year or in 2017, I wouldn't be surprised if we see, especially with the way Al Heyman has been matching his fighters tough now, I wouldn't be surprised if I see Adrian Broner versus Ruslan Provodnikov. So look out for that. T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Ruslan Provodnikov versus John Molina, June 11th, 2016, Turner Storm Resort on Showtime. Showtime's got a nice, solid, packed spring, summer lineup going. Late spring, early summer lineup going on. So, a lot of fights coming up. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. Please subscribe.